Thank you for coming. So who is cooking with us today? Which one of you? I think you need to unmute.
Yes, I think it's Tish who is going to cook.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, from Germany.
Wonderful, Tish.
Because
so if you get blocked somewhere,
they didn't find the ingredients in their countries, in
the fennel.
Thailand and in Middle East. They told that they didn't find all.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, then I'm sorry you don't you have a hard time. Here it's season. So fennel, it's in season from, I would say, September, and it goes all the way till the spring, like early March or so. It's, full of fiber like anything. Of course, we lose some of the antioxidants because we cook them, but you lose something to gain something else, and that's this comforting, but at the same time you still have the vitamins and you still have the power of the vegetables that they give you. Now I'm gonna start to it. Let me just voila. So if you have any issues understanding or Tish, if you have any questions, please ask, and I'll stop. So I'm going to start with, I would say, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and I have this size of an onion, which has a very nice pattern here, by the way. So chopping this. The heat that we, I'm sorry?
Your camera's off.
I know my camera's off because I'm with my back towards it.
Ah, okay.
So I'm having, see this here? Can you see the cooking one? Where I'm chopping?
No.
Okay, Carolina, you need to do something with that.
Okay, wait.
My stove, it's on medium. I like to, as they say in English, to sweat the onion, and just to have it a little bit like glassy consistency. So it needs, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes till it starts a little bit to release its aroma. I like to start a lot of dishes that can accept onion in with a little bit sweating the onion on a medium to low heat, because that gives really a lot of flavor to the dish itself. And then you don't feel that you're missing the meat eventually, or you need more fat, all those flavor increaser that are used in restaurants and so on. So we're gonna let that go. Meanwhile, I chop the carrots in cubes. I like to chop them pretty much at the same size, the veggies, just to have the same visual effect. So somebody was saying that you cannot find fennel in Middle East. Did I understand that correctly at the beginning of the event?
Yes, I told you that I was speaking with them and they told me that they didn't find all the ingredients.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I gave options for maybe some of them that they were more tricky, and but fennel, even though there are a lot of vegetables in this particular soup, but as you can see, fennel is the biggest one. So that's why I called it a fennel soup. And I feel that fennel dominates the other flavors. So it's just but this is my soup. So it's not a recipe that I learned from somewhere else. It was just an improvisation. And to quote my son, he was like, "Mommy, why are you making so many soups? Because this is the only way I can have you to eat more vegetables than one." Okay, Trish, if you can see, a little bit turn around. So the onion, it's a little bit translucent, but just a tiny bit. So I don't want to go and fry the onion, because if it catches color, then you can see that the brownness in the soup, and I'm not very fond of it. So we're gonna go with the carrots. Meanwhile, I have to tell you that I warmed up the stock, the vegetable stock, and I'm gonna add it, but by now probably it's not hot anymore, but it goes in at this point. It's about 1.2 liters. It's true, I am making a recipe a little bit bigger than the one I gave you, because I have 3 kids, and you cannot imagine how much they can eat. So the carrots and the onion is in. I have a piece of rutabaga. I gave options. Let me go back here. So I gave options for you to choose whichever you would like. I like this because it's a little bit more mild flavor wise, and it doesn't compete with the fennel for the flavors. But I would say the second best would be parsnip, and then the third one would be celery. Okay, I'm gonna put the heat on high now and put the lid on the pan. Sorry for the noise.
Wow, you move fast. I'm still on the onion.
You know what is it? You learn this surviving skill when it's like, "Mommy, I'm hungry," and you have to deliver something in a very short amount of time. Let me know if you want me to slow down, and then I can put the pot on low. If there's something that you need to ask, just go ahead.
Okay.
And yeah, so if you get stuck somewhere, then by all means, please. Okay, I chopped my rutabaga right now, and I have the soaked barley. Now, barley, I washed it yesterday quite a few times till it, the starchy kind of thing that it's around it goes away, and then I put it to soak. It was probably half of how much you see right now, and then I washed it again. Now I'm gonna add it with the. Now it starts to boil, as you can see. The soup starts to boil, so I'm gonna add it now because the barley needs quite a bit of time. So if you're using brown rice, go at this time with it. If you are using quinoa eventually, then you have to go in at a later time because quinoa has a little bit shorter time to cook. Okay, but I have this here. And meanwhile, I will put, today I'm going for oregano. It's a dry herb. So if you're using a dry herb, then put it somewhere beginning or mid cooking because it needs more time to develop the flavors than would the other one would need. I would say about 1 tablespoon, and that's this much. Go this. My stock was salty, by the way, so I'm not going to add any more salt. And I go with some pepper. My grinder want to go. Well. I love the sound of the pepper grinder. So the stages that will go. So the barley goes pretty much at the same time as the carrots go in. When the carrots have brought up to boil and they boil for like a minute or two, then we go in with the rutabaga. This has a little bit shorter time to cook. If you use parsnip or celery, it goes at the same time. So these have the same cooking time. You don't have to bother. Of course, if you really want to make this a super duper vitamin full dish, then you can put all three of them, but then reduce the amount. So don't put a chunk, like a handful of each, just a half or a third. Look, it's already starts dancing in the pot. How is going, Tish?
I'm on carrots now.
Good. Oops. Okay, camera is still okay. It seems I put the camera just in a safe distance from the steam. I'm just gonna have you. So if you guys have any questions, now Ponton just came in.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm Emily. And
Hi, Emily.
Hi, how are you? It looks so yummy. I just joined. Would you be able to list the ingredients? We just
The list of ingredients. So if you just join and you're not, I'm assuming you're not cooking with us. The list of ingredients is in detail on the events page. This way you can, because I gave some options over there. You can have them there. Are you cooking with us, or you're not? No.
watching.
Okay.
I'm just watching. I just joined.
Okay. Okay. So.
All right, thank you. I'll take a look at the page.
Yeah, we'll find them there. So now the carrots have lost a little bit of crunchiness. I'm gonna go in with my cubes of rutabaga. I love this vegetable. It's very, I don't know, so different than others. It's not like a kohlrabi. It's not like a potato. It's so different. I like the differentness in it. Okay, so my fennel, it's about this size, but you saw I had 4 carrots, a good medium to large onion, and half of a small, I would say, rather on the small side of rutabaga. Rutabaga can be up to, I don't know, 1.5 kilos, so they can be really big. So this is the thing. I am usually removing the core because I find the side that's right here next to the core of the fennel a little bit harder than the rest of them. To be honest with you, if I wouldn't be with you here and I need to talk, I will chew on this. But if I start to it, I'm gonna sound pretty much like a cow eating carrots. So I'm gonna restrain myself from doing that. But you can eat this raw, by the way. So it's really sweet and has a nice flavor. But I find it a little bit harder, so I don't put it in the soup because then it doesn't cook at the same time. Of course, the fennel as well goes in cubes as the rest of the veggies.
What is the approximate cook time for the entire soup? How long does it take?
For the entire soup, roughly, I would say half an hour. When did we start? We start about 10 minutes ago. Yes, and we're about halfway through. They're not any, so the cooking time, it's a carrot cooking time pretty much, plus the saute of the onion from the beginning. The only thing that I cook, and it takes longer time because I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I'm vegetarian. It's a bean soup, and yet that's usually I cook in a pressure pot. so that or it also cooks a little bit faster than if you would cook it in a normal one. But that's I don't have long recipes, because otherwise I would spend all my life in the kitchen. So fennel, it's a little bit tricky when you chop it. You might need to go through it, because it has this structure. You know, the leaves go like this, and sometimes they still hang on to each other. So at this point, the carrot is about halfway through cooked, and the rutabaga as well. And I cannot just sketch one. Yeah. I'm gonna still let them just a tiny bit, and then I'm gonna go in with the fennel, because if I leave the fennel too raw, then my kids look nasty at me. So I'm gonna have to do that. If you like, so fennel can be eaten raw, so you can have it boil for less time. Of course, with the least you boil the vegetables, then the more you gain out of them. I do have to tell you though, because a lot of people I see, they eat raw carrots, which is nice. It's okay. It's not a big deal. They have a glycemic index lower than the boiled carrots, but at the same token, you don't absorb the beta carotene as much as you do when you at least blanch them or roast them for a tiny bit and so on. Beta carotene needs heat in order to become bioavailable. I do have to tell you that at these quantities that I'm using, the soup is going to be quite dense. So, okay, this is the moment to put the fennel in. I like the soups that way, but if you like it more watery, then by all means put more water. I put 1.2 liters of water. And we're done with the chopping. How are you doing, Tish?
I'm finishing up chopping the carrots.
Good. That's good. We're still here. We're still here. It depends. I have to tell you, it does depend on the pot that you're using. I find that cast iron pots heat up a little bit in a longer time than a normal than a different pot will, but they keep heat very well. So they will help you with the cooking. The cooking is going to go a little bit faster than for other things. And if you want, oh, you can see me now. Good. So I'm really glad you're cooking with me, because I like it when I share this with somebody. I hope you like the aromas that are developing in your kitchen.
Yes, it's very nice.
Yeah, fried onion, it's a winner. You can't go wrong with that.
You want to show a dish in your kitchen?
Yeah, in a second. I'm just going to finish putting the carrots in the pot. Do you put garlic in this at all?
No. I find that they will fight for who wins the flavor contest with the fennel. Fennel is quite strong, so you don't want to. Yeah, at least I find it quite strong. I do love garlic though, so otherwise I would be all in. And then believe me, when I cooked ratatouille, was in September last time, I believe, September, October. I had 2 events and I cooked ratatouille. I went with the garlic, and I told people, if you like garlic, then just go with it towards the end of the cooking, because that gives you, yeah, it looks good. As long as I see there through the, you have a green screen behind you, because as soon as you took, okay, there it is.
Yes, now I have to add the broth, so
yeah.
And Floria,
you go in with the broth
has just
until it pumps up to boil. Then you can chop your next vegetable,
which is a parsnip. I'm using a parsnip, and I have kohlrabi too, also.
You can put a piece of kohlrabi as well at the same time when you put it with parsnip.
Okay.
But then depends how big your parsnip is, because you don't want. That's why I said it's a fennel soup, because fennel is the biggest one in the biggest quantity within all of them.
So for the vegetable stock, believe it or not, I could not find it. So I got the gamusa bouillon, and I'm going to mix it with water to make my vegetable stock.
Well, here in Germany, I got what's the name of it? It's brodo. It's an Italian one. I'm getting the organic one. This has just salt and vegetables in it. But back in the States, there was a really good broth that I used to buy, and it was just amazing. I really miss that one. But here is this. Sometimes I do cook my own broth if I have time and so on, but that doesn't happen very often to get away.
All over, and I had no luck.
Yeah.
There's no big deal. It's easy to just mix the water with the bouillon.
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to share your recipe on the beet soup, I'm also vegetarian, and I'm curious about. I love.
I'm sorry.
This is Emily. I'm also vegetarian, and I love to prepare different kinds of soups, especially during the winter. And you mentioned that you cook the beet soup. What kind of ingredients do you? Beet.
It's beans, not beets. Beans. Yeah, I cook bean soup, and I cook beans the very traditional Romanian way. Soak your beans for at least a day, but a day and a half or 2 days. I strongly believe it's even better. And then now that's one soup that doesn't have fried onion in it, though it does have onion in it. And you go with, I will tell you how much you cook that. Usually for me, it's like a day and a half of food, or at least a lunch and a half, maybe 2 lunches. 1/2 a kilo of beans, 1 big onion though. And these they go all in one pot without any complication. So the 1/2 kilo of beans soaked, the 1 large onion, I would say 4 to 5 carrots, and one of the veggies that I mentioned today. So either some parsnip, but that would be 2 medium parsnip, or a smaller rutabaga, or a piece of celery, which is, depends how big they are, but pretty much I would say a little bit less than the onion, because you're using a big onion, or 2 smaller ones. And 2 to 3 bay leaves, depends on the size. And then you go as I said, I cook it in the pressure pot. So I put the thing on. I think it takes about 30 minutes to cook. And after that, I finish the way I finished this soup today. Of course, you can do that you're stopping at some point, but I do add some tomato for the sourness, a little bit tangy, and the coconut cream. I cannot have cream. I'm lactose intolerant, so that's how it goes. Okay, guys, let's go and see what's going on in here. Okay, this is going to be ready in a matter of minutes. See, the barley has left its starch and makes it a little bit thicker. I am Eastern European, if you guys didn't know till now. And over there, we like the soups to be, and we call them chorba, so we don't call them soup, but to be a little bit tangy, and almost always goes sour cream in it. I cannot have sour cream, but I use the coconut cream. So this is what I have as tomato. Can I focus? Yeah, can you focus? So tomato paste. And in we go with 1, 2, and 3 tablespoons. Trish, once you put the stock on, you can go on high with your Yeah, you can go on high.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're gonna be there the whole evening cooking. Yeah, I don't want that. Be ready and let me just watch a movie and eat my soup. Okay, so the carrots are nearly there. I like the carrots a little bit on the crunchy side, I have to tell you. Though rutabaga has to be cooked through because that's not really palatable, and it's a matter of minutes how much it takes to be ready. And let's see. Yeah, the fennel is there. So we're all, how did it take us? It's 32. We've been in for about 22 minutes and we roughly need 2 to 3 minutes now. I have to tell you, I am using this coconut cream and I find it that it splits quite easily if you cook it for longer than a minute or two. So I'm going to add it just before I switch off the stove. Now this, as I said, in Eastern Europe, the chorba or soups, this kind of soups, are slightly tangy. This is the way we eat it. So if you find it that it's a little bit too sweet because of the whole array of vegetables, please don't go with salt. Add a squeeze of lemon when you eat it, and you know, balance it out on the taste that you have that particular moment. Maybe tomorrow you need a little bit more, a little less, but you need to. I would say it requires a little bit, but you know, because I grew up with it and this is how I got accustomed with not really having sweet soups. But in all soups, by the way, you can balance out and use less salt if you put something tangy in it. So you can have a good round flavor without going with a handful of salt. Okay, this is the consistency pretty much I love my soups, which is like a little bit soupy stew. Let me see. Yeah, you can break. So in the moment when it's ready, you can break a carrot with a spoon like that, but you cannot push it like that to make it puree. That's my measuring tool. So this one needs to be shaken. You can use, as I said, cream, or you can even drop it totally. You don't have to add to it. That's totally up to you. I said this is optional. But and this is how I'm going a little bit more. And off, because otherwise the coconut cream is gonna go bonkers. Okay, let me just take a bowl and show you how this looks like. Where should I go? Here. This is it. Nice and colorful, you know.
Oh,
Orange,
good.
yellow. Sorry?
Very good. I am hungry now.
It's very, I love it a lot because it's this creaminess, and I am back with you. So it has this creaminess, but it has tiny bit of crunch from the carrot still, but it has all this, you know, a little bit. I love a lot. So if you can and you'll find it, I would recommend you to use barley, because barley has a bit of chewiness to it. If you think you don't love that, then rather go for quinoa. And then you add the quinoa a tiny bit later, because quinoa, especially if you soak, by the way, soak your quinoa as well. If you soak quinoa, the quinoa cooking time, it's about 10, 11 minutes. So add it a little bit later than I put the barley in. But I really love the barley because it has this chewiness to it, that it's a different texture within the whole soup.
Very, very good. Someone else want to ask something? I don't know, who is the one who were kitchen? Is Tish?
Yeah.
does
Tish,
the
how's
same
it going?
one? Yes.
It's not boiling yet, and I'm still working on the parsnip.
Okay. Well, you have to wait till the carrots, the soup comes up to boil, and let the carrots go for just a minute or so, and then put the parsnip in, because parsnip is a little bit of a softer
Yeah.
vegetable.
Yeah.
Yes, you can show later if you want. You can make a picture of your dish.
And upload it on the events page.
Yes. Okay, and I see that Florian is here. He came later. You are cooking, Florian?
Let me see. I saw the
No,
chat.
I'm watching for now.
No problem. You see,
Oh.
but yes, this is only to watch, and maybe we can cook another day. Now
Yeah.
for winter is perfect. Is that?
Exactly.
Oh, guys, you like the t-shirt? Yeah, I love to use this t-shirt when I'm having my events, because I do strongly believe that anyone can cook. It's just a matter of a tiny bit of interest and a tiny bit of effort. And when I started culinary coaching, I learned those tricks, how you can have people, have them interested in, and what is it that somebody who never cooks, for example, should start with, and so on. And in my opinion, soups and roasted vegetables are the the easy to go to, because you saw it took us how many half an hour, less than half an hour to have this done.